Welcome to our series on breaking down sun salutations pose by pose. If you check out the comments section below, I've linked all of the poses that we've been through on this series and the playlist so that you'll have access to check out all of those and go through all of the poses so that you can start practicing sun salutations. In this video, we're going to take a look at downward dog. So what I want to do is I first want to measure the distance from my head to the floor when I'm in downward dog. So I come into my downward dog and I measure the distance from my head, from the top of my head here to the ground. So I may need a friend to help me do that. So once I know that approximate distance, I'm going to take a few different blankets or a bolster, and I'm going to put those into and I'm going to rest my head on that distance, just so that the exact distance from my head is supported by my bolsters and my blankets. So you're free to use towels or folded blankets. Anything that's not too soft or slinky would work great. So then I'm going to come back into my downward dog, and where the contact points of my hand, my head, and my feet, I don't change those. And I'll show you how it goes. So I'm going to place my hands and my feet and rest my head here. So I adjust as best as I can, and then I don't move them. So I will stay here for about a breath or so. So take a breath, trying to rest mostly the top of the head as if you were in Shirshasana on the support. And then bring the knees down. So without moving the head or the feet, bring the hands forward about an inch. And then go back up. Really straighten through the back of the legs, lift the kneecaps, lift the sit bones, and stretch the length of the arm, keeping the head of the humerus very compact. So then I'll take a few breaths there, come down, move about another inch, and straighten the legs. All right, take a few breaths here, come down, and I am ready to remove my first support. So I'll remember where my hands were, and I'll remove the first support and place my head down. And I may have removed too much, so you'll have to check, but place the head down and come into downward dog. Okay, so now we don't move the hands, the head, or the feet. Take a few breaths, knees down, and then without moving the head or the feet, move the hand an extra inch forward and come up. So really lengthening through the back of the leg, pretending that you have a big weight on your hips. Push that weight towards the ceiling. And keep the shoulders nice and compact. Lengthening the arms, and then bring the knees down. Inch the hand forward. Repeat. So you can see the length of the arm. My head is staying stable in that same height, but I can lengthen the arm. So really moving the flank of the body and creating length on the sides of the body, allowing the bottom of the shoulder blades to extend towards the hands. Bring it down, and remembering where my hand position is, I'm going to just lift the head a little bit, and I'm going to remove one more layer here, and then place my hands back and come into downward dog here. And I'll repeat the same thing. Lengthen the back of the legs, lift the kneecaps, pretend you have a big heavy weight on top of the pelvis. Bring that weight up towards the ceiling, lengthening the arms and the fingers. Bring the shoulders down, move that hand forward about half of an inch. And then come up without lifting the head. Pushing the fingers forward, lengthening the arms, lengthening through the side of the body. Repeat the exercise. All right. And bring the knees down without moving the feet, the head, or the hands. I'm just going to carefully, I'll have to move one hand, but I'll remove the blanket. If you have a friend with you, then they can remove the blankets for you. Okay, I think, there we go. So place the hand, and then come back. Just place it back into the correct spot. Come back into downward dog, and if your head is, it's not so important to have the head touch the ground as it is to learn this length of the arm, right? Lengthening the arms and the side of the body. So it's not important that the head, okay, and one more, the head come down to the ground. It's important that you really are lengthening the arms, the sides of the body, the back of the leg. Okay, and come down. And you can really start sensing the true experience, or, you know, one aspect of an experience of working in downward dog. To finish off the practice, you bring your hands to the wall so that the index finger side and the thumb are against the wall. So I hope you can see that on the video. My finger is like that. So both hands against the wall. Push with the index finger and the thumb against the wall, and then come up to downward dog. And really work the compactness in the armpit area. Straighten the arms, the back of the legs. And bring that head down, not by dropping the floating ribs, but by the length of the arm. And I will see you on the next video with more on downward dog.